Now let's recap the latest from South Sudan. The 14 observers from IGAD's Joint Technical Committee have arrived in Juba to start the process of establishing the monitoring and verification mechanism, and this is in connection with the ceasefire agreement that was signed just over a week ago. Now, to discuss this further, I'm joined by retired Lt-Gen General Daniel Opande, the former Vice Chief of General Staff in Kenya. Lt-Gen Daniel Opande was a force commander for the UN mission in Sierra Leone, as well as the UN mission in Liberia. Welcome to Africa Live.
Thank you very much.
Now, Lieutenant General, thus far, what is your impression of the IGAD's processes in South Sudan? Do you think it's on the right track?
I think IGAD, responded very fast and with determination at the highest level of political leadership when the heads of state, met here in Nairobi immediately after the hostilities started and charted out or expressed, very clearly, what they wanted to see, happen in South Sudan in order to normalize the situation and stop the hostilities. Immediately after that, we have seen that IGAD has also, was in the lead in bringing the two sides together, discussing the issues, the pertinent issues, and the most important issue at the moment, which is cessation of hostilities. And that has resulted in signing of the peace accord. So IGAD has done an excellent job.
Now, looking at that quick response to the difficulties in South Sudan, has IGAD set a precedent across Africa? Because there have been many concerns around how Africa responds to such hostilities.
I would like to say that the response by IGAD was very, very timely and first. There has been, as you have said, there has been, situations like this one in South Sudan, elsewhere in Africa. And the response of the regional organizations or sub-regional organizations, has not been as fast as this one. So I would like to, congratulate, the leadership of IGAD, both political and the diplomatic, initiative which they have taken as a fast and a very, very good initiative.
Now, Lieutenant General, are you able to give us some insight into the exact process of setting up this monitoring and verification mechanism that is about to happen in South Sudan with regard to that ceasefire agreement? How exactly will it work? And would you say that there is also sufficient goodwill in order for there to be an independent mediation process? Let
me start by saying that there has to be goodwill if this is going to succeed. The deployment of verification mechanism is absolutely important. But if there is no goodwill and political will coming from not only the sides that are have been fighting one another, but also the regional organization which is leading this process, then there could be difficulties.
All right. Now, you also have immense experience dealing with conflict across the African continent. What needs to be done in the shortest amount necessary to restore peace in South Sudan, in your opinion?
The first thing definitely is to ensure that the guns are silent and to ensure that roads become open, especially in the areas where there has been fighting, for the civilians, to either return back to their various areas of domicile or to ensure that they are not under any threat. Those are the key things that must, happen. As and when now the political, discussions, military discussions as to, how you are going to separate the warring factions, will follow. But the first thing is to ensure that the guns are silent. In other words, there is some sort of normalcy of, in the entire region. Right. It doesn't just happen like that. It might take weeks, it could take months. In some areas, it has taken even years.
So ultimately, emphasis on honoring that ceasefire agreement.
Exactly.
Lieutenant General, thank you very much for your time this evening on Africa Live. We're speaking there to the former Vice Chief of General Staff in Kenya, Lt-Gen General Daniel Opande.